I would love to sit here and tell you that I don't care what people think about me. I don't think of it. I just am my own self. I'm my own human being, and I just live my life without any regard for what anybody thinks of me. I think maybe in a perfect world, that would be what I'd be able to tell you, but I can't tell you that because I do care what people think, because I'm a human and I have a mind and ego that are kind of not always racing, because I've learned to be quiet. I've learned to be still, but there are times when my mind does race, when my ego gets the best of me, and I worry about what people think about me. I worry about what my friends think about me and what my family thinks about me. I worry about what my spouse is doing in relationship to me. Like, that's not necessarily what they think about me, because I know they love me and I know they love me unconditionally, but it's something that happens to all of us, I think. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, you know what, sometimes I care what people think. Other than saying, you know what, I'm always exactly who I want to be. Because there's this idea of who we want to be, right? Like, I want to be this version of myself. It's this version that doesn't have fear, that is confident, that doesn't care what people think about them. And a lot of this does go back to fear, right? And that's why the ego comes into play, because we're afraid of things. We're programmed instinctually to be afraid of things, because being afraid of things keeps us alive. So when you care what someone thinks, it's just fear showing. It's fear showing, okay, how does this impact my life? Oh, this is impacting my life. But here's the secret we all know. So it's not really a secret, but people don't really think about us as much as we think they think about us. And so when we really kind of put that in context and perspective, worrying about what people think about us is a lot less important, because people really don't think about us that much. And so I think what we have to do is put it in perspective. We have to acknowledge, sometimes I'm going to worry about what people out there are thinking about me. And then we have to say, okay, really, they're probably not thinking about me that much. And even if they are, it's not going to impact my life most of the time. Now, sometimes it will. Sometimes with certain friends, certain coworkers, certain relationships, how people see us and how people interact with us and how people think about us is going to impact our lives. And I think that's why it happened, because our mind knows this. And so we try to get out ahead of it. So I think the best thing we can do is acknowledge it's happening. I think that's really important, is that we acknowledge these imperfections in ourselves. Because if we want to walk this spiritual path, we want to learn to be still. We want to learn to quiet our mind, quiet our ego, and be centered and grounded, whole within ourselves. We have to first be honest with ourselves. And that's really what I want to get to here, is honesty with ourselves. And it's something that we have to differentiate between what I am and what I want to be. You just have to understand that this version of yourself that you want to be, you're probably going to get a long way towards it if you work at it. But don't think that you're already there, or that you should just be there automatically, because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work in our exterior lives. It takes a lot of internal work on who we are and what we are, and how we establish our routines and our habits, and just our own perspective on self, the universe, other people, and this 3D world that we live in, this material world. So I just want everyone out there to understand that it's okay to worry about what people think about you. Just understand why it's happening. And then when you move forward, try to create these habits and routines. Be that more confident version of yourself. To be that version of yourself that says, hey, you know what? Yeah, occasionally I'm going to worry about it, but you know what? I'm not going to dwell on it, because it's not a big deal. Because they're not thinking about me as much as I think they're thinking about me. And most often, if they are thinking about me, a lot of times it's probably pretty good. And if it's not, there's nothing I can do about it. And that's the key thing. There's nothing you can do about it. Then you have to make a choice. You either have to accept it, you kind of have to remove yourself from that situation. So if you're in a situation where you're not sure if you can accept it, then you have to decide to kind of take yourself out of that situation. If you're going to stay in the situation, you have to work on acceptance. Acceptance is this big thing. And it includes acceptance of the situation that we're in with ourselves and the situation that we're in with others. So that's kind of my take on thinking about how people think about me. And hopefully this helps. And until next time, I wish you peace in your journey.